Hey guys, happy Tuesday. I'm just getting myself together here as usual. Some tripod issues, of course, like right as I press start. Okay, there we go. Maybe that'll work. Welcome if you're watching the replay. Tonight, well, I'm just gonna let, Facebook do its thing. I'm gonna fix my hair. Tonight we are talking all about building a healthy routine of some sort, or establishing a routine in order to build the habits, stay consistent with them. I've kind of been paying attention to what has been working, what hasn't been working. Most of the things have been going awesome so far. And so I think these lives are a great portion to just sort of tie the whole message together. Sorry, I'm just fixing my hair casually in the camera. It's fine. Kind of bringing the message home with actual tools that you can use and build the habits that you want in a way that makes you feel inspired and supported, unlike you would be getting without a group of serious people who are also wanting to build better habits. So that's kind of what's going on here, and I did write my little spiel. I have all my notes and stuff written down, so I'm just going to be looking down at those two. But in terms of routine building, I want to start by just kind of sharing over the last couple months, I have been building an evening routine for myself because for a while I was feeling very inconsistent with an evening routine. I wasn't sleeping great. I was eating whatever I wanted that I knew wouldn't make my sleep as good as it could be. I was watching TV, I was going to bed late and trying to wake up early, and it was just all bad. No good habits were to be had at night. And part of it was because during my workday, I was very structured, or so I thought, and then by the end of the day, I was so exhausted, I just couldn't get my stuff together. And then I realized that I was making it harder on myself during the day, which made me more exhausted come evening time. So now that I've sort of streamlined that problem, it feels like I look forward to an evening routine that is pretty consistent, 6 to 7 nights a week. So when I'm done with all work, I put on super cozy PJs because life is too short not to wear cozy PJs. And I brush my teeth, wash my face, moisturize my face, have some cereal, read a book, fall asleep, dead tired by the end of the day. And so having a routine to look forward to has been something that has made my workday easier to get through, has given me an end goal in mind, instead of constantly thinking about what is due the next day, what I have on my plate, what I have to get ready for and prepare for. And so no matter what kind of job you have or situation you're finding yourself in your life, I think stability can be found through routine and keeping something consistent that keeps you grounded during a time, especially during a time that's difficult and emotional or stressful, and maybe at work with your family, whatever it is. Having a routine to fall back on is something that feels safe and grounding. And so how can we make it easier for ourselves to get through the day in a way that gives us an end goal in mind? And so part of creating good routines, it's not just for 80-year-old grandmas living in 24-year-old people like me, but part of establishing a routine is teaching your energy inside, the soul energy, as I like to say, the part of you that kind of controls the being. And so, and by that, I don't mean the brain, I mean your internal energy. You know when it feels off, you know when it feels really good. And so how can we pay attention to patterns of the inner energy and create a safe place for it during the day? And so part of establishing a routine is teaching that energy what to feel at different times of the day. So for me, I wake up early and I start my day in a very positive way, even if I'm not feeling super positive that day. I listen to wise words, either in an interview or a podcast or a book, and then I slowly ease into coffee and journaling and figuring out what's going on upstairs, and then I do the things on my to-do list that require a lot of energy, and then in the evenings I teach my internal energy, now it's time to close the book for the day, it's time to wind down. very much so like you would a small child. So you teach them in the morning, motivated, get up, have a great day, be productive, and then in the evening you're sort of closing that chapter. And for many of us, the evening is the time where we feel anxious, and we can wake up and get through the day fine, and then we just are like a volcano that erupts in the evening with anxiety and fears and worries and whatever it is. And so the goal with establishing a routine is to keep that energy pretty stable throughout the day, and so that it knows what's going on in the morning and it's able to effectively relax in the evening. I want you to think about what version of you, like what's the biggest version of yourself that you want to go hard at in that one specific area, and what do you want it to look like in a year? In choosing a life, a routine, goals that are outside of your comfort zone, because that's exactly why you're here. Every single person in here, that's why you choose to seek out sources that help you and push you and motivate you to be that better version of yourself. The reason you do that is because you have signed up to do the harder lifestyle of the two. It's so easy to give in, and it's so easy to stay inside your comfort zone and stay comfortable in your life and continue doing what you're doing. And it's hard to change things. It's the harder option of the two. It requires mental toughness, physical toughness, self-discipline, pushing past distraction in a way that feels uncomfortable and that forces you to change and mold from the person that you've been your whole life. But that's why you're here, because you don't want to live any longer as that smaller version of yourself. You want to level up, you want to make the changes, you want to live the life that has always lived inside of you that you didn't know how to pursue, or you weren't, I don't want to say strong enough, that you weren't disciplined enough to achieve. And it's crazy, like, oh my gosh, many of you in here are mothers. Like, I have no idea what it takes to have a child. It scares the pants off me, quite honestly. And so if you can do that, like being a mother, oh my, I can't even wrap my head around it. If you can do that, you can pursue healthy habits in a way that helps you to level up, in a way that forces you to shed your current skin and become this badass woman or man that you want to be. And the price of admission is going to be giving up the comfortable things in your life. And I'm not saying you have to give up everything that you love. I mean, when I say that, I think of, like, in my head, like, never eating chocolate again, and that just, like, kills my soul, you know, or like waking up at the crack of dawn to go running. Like, I'm not asking you to do any of that. I'm asking you to decide for yourself at every single distraction, at every single time that you want to give in and give up, that you don't. Just this one time. How can you promise yourself? How can you keep that promise to yourself and live up to the expectations that you hold, that you consistently want to achieve? How can you actually open the door and walk through instead of continuing to knock and hoping nobody answers? That's what you're here for, and that's what I hope to help you discover, that fire in yourself, because no one is going to do it for you. But I hope that the guidance and the tools and the support that you have are enough to give you a boost, to say that we're here for you and we're rooting for you, and we know that it's possible for you to do this, and I want you to do it for yourself. And remind yourself that it's, man, I didn't want to go here. Remind you how lucky you are that you get another day to choose that. I didn't want to go there, but it felt like it was the right time to do that. And I know you specifically are one of the strongest women that I know, and that I have had the privilege to get to know on a personal level, and I see it in you. And it's something that I'm like getting the chills right now. Honestly, I think that's awesome. I love when that happens, because it doesn't happen too often. I know that it's possible and that you cannot give up, because it's in there. And that great night of sleep is going to be a piece of cake for you in a year, because you're starting to put in the work right now in a way that feels doable. It's not out of reach. It's not complicated. It's how can we, instead of getting 8 hours of sleep, how can we get you 4 good hours so that you only wake up once or twice before your alarm goes off. And then we start to work and chip away at that, just a little piece at a time. That's my spiel. I do hope that helped. I'm always so careful to like push intense motivating, because I feel like intense motivating comes across as yelling and being so hardcore and hustle, or, you know, go hard or go home, or whatever it is. But it's little moments every day that you think, man, I'd rather be doing something more comfortable than this. And choosing to do the harder thing because it makes you tough, and it makes you develop that mental and physical toughness that successful people achieve, whether it's in your health or in your family or in your life, living in a way that feels true to you and authentic to you. That's something that I hope you accomplish. So on that note, I love you. Thank you so much for joining me. And I you have no idea. I did not expect you to be here, and I am so, so, so grateful and happy that you are, because I hope this helped. I don't really know. You know, it's such a crazy topic, and it's something that's so personal for everyone, and I hope this was something that gave you a little light in a very dark time. Just go to bed knowing that I'm here for you, and I know that you're amazing, and I'm so happy that you're seeing it for yourself. And on that note, have an awesome rest of your Tuesday.